Before we begin, start by serging all the raw edges. If you want a more structured waistband, fuse fusible interfacing to the wrong side of the facing pieces. We're going to start by preparing the skirt hem. We're going to fold up the hem by 1/2 inch and pin in place. We're going to press and stitch close to the edge. Press the skirt hem flat and set aside for a moment. Now we'll sew the crotch seams. Pick up the front and back shorts, and with right sides together, pin the left and right front crotch seams and the left and right back crotch seams together. And then we're going to sew each seam using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Once you're done sewing, you're going to press all the crotch seams flat, and then we'll start by assembling the skirt. We're going to lay the front shorts right side up and place the skirt right side up on top of the shorts. And then we're going to place the back shorts right side down, sandwiching the skirt between the front and the back shorts. You should have the wrong side of the back facing you. Then we're going to pin the left side of the side seam through all layers, and then we're going to sew using 1/2 inch seam allowance. And for the right side of the seam, we're going to use our longest stitch length to baste only the front shorts and the skirts together so they act as one piece. Once we're done sewing the side seams, we're gonna sew the inseams, and with right sides together, pin the front and back inseams and stitch using 1/2 inch seam allowance. Be sure to move the skirt away while you're sewing the inseam. Press the inseams flat and turn garment right side out. Set the skirt aside for a moment, and then we're going to prepare the facings. With right sides together, pin the front facing inseams and do the same for the back facing inseams. Make sure not to pin the side that has the notches. And then we're going to sew using 1/2 inch seam allowance. Press seams open. We're going to make a one-piece facing. We're going to start by placing the front facing right side up and the back facing right side down so they're touching. And then we're going to sew the right side seam, leaving the other side seam open to finish the zipper later. Set facing aside, we are about to attach the invisible zipper. Trim about 1/8 of an inch from the top of the zipper, and using a 1/2 inch seam allowance, fold the side seams in and press to create a crease. We're now going to fully open the zipper. And with the zipper right side down, we're going to place the right zipper tape on the right side seam of the skirt. We're going to do the same for the left side and align the zipper teeth with the crease line we created, and we're going to pin in place. And then we're going to baste using the long stitch length. Once you're done basting, we're going to still use the zipper foot. We are going to stitch close to the zipper teeth until you reach the pulled tab, and then we're going to do the same for the opposite side. Once we're done sewing the zipper, we're going to close the zipper and stitch the remainder of the side seam. We're going to start about 3/8 to 1/4 of an inch above the zipper stitching. Make sure to move the zipper tape away when pinning and sewing so it doesn't get caught in the seam. Stitch using the same 1/2 inch seam allowance and press seams open when you're done. We're now going to pick up our facings and fully open the zipper and insert the left toe zipper foot. With right sides together, match and pin the facing waistline to the skirt waistline, making sure all seams align and notches align as well. Using the left toe zipper foot, stitch the right back facing to the right side seam. Keep the edge of the zipper foot 1/8 of an inch away from the zipper teeth. Start at the waistline and sew down to the bottom of the zipper. Repeat on the left side, this time using the right toe zipper foot. Replace a zipper foot with your regular presser foot. We are now going to fold the side seam allowances back towards the garment at the notches. We're going to stitch along the waistline using 1/2 inch seam allowance, starting from the right all the way to the left. Backstitch at both ends, making sure the facing seam match the garment seams as you sew. We're going to understitch the facings, but before that, we're going to turn the corners right side out and check that both sides of the zipper opening are equal in length. We are then going to trim the corners and trim the seam allowances as well as clip at curves. Press waistline raw edges towards the facing. We're going to understitch the raw edges to the facing as far as our presser foot allows us to. We're going to stitch about 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch away from the waistline. Once you're done sewing, press the facings inward. We're about to finish the hem. We're going to fold the hem up by 1/2 inch and pin and press in place. We're going to finish the hem with a straight stitch, stitching close to the edge as possible. Make sure not to stitch the skirt hem when sewing. You're all done.